In the golden age of the 7th century, amidst deserts and empires, a rising force emerged from the Arabian Peninsula. Not a horde of conquerors, but a wave of faith. The mission? To carry the message of Islam beyond the dunes of Arabia. Among the lands destined for this divine encounter was Al-Sham, the region known today as Greater Syria, home to Damascus, Jerusalem, Homs, and Aleppo. This was not a story of conquest by the sword alone. It was a saga of discipline, justice, sacrifice, and extraordinary belief. After the passing of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the Caliph Abu Bakr al-Siddiq took up the reins of leadership. With clarity of vision, he sought to complete the Prophet's mission, to deliver the message of Islam beyond Arabia. Al-Sham was under Byzantine control, a mighty empire, but morally decayed and oppressive to its own people. Heavy taxation, religious persecution, and corruption had driven many of its inhabitants to despair. This was the land Islam was now approaching. Abu Bakr selected 4 commanders, each leading a different army, to enter Syria from various routes. Among them was the legendary Khalid ibn al-Walid, the Sword of Allah. Khalid, known for his unmatched brilliance in battlefield strategy, led his forces from Iraq through the harsh desert route. His march was grueling. Soldiers battled thirst, heat, and fatigue. Yet, Khalid inspired them with words drawn from the Quran and the Prophet's teachings. When they reached the region of Basra, the first major Byzantine outpost, the Muslim army found a city disillusioned with its Roman rulers. After a short siege, Basra surrendered. One city after another fell, not to bloodshed, but to the discipline and fairness of the Muslim soldiers. Christian communities, instead of resisting, welcomed the new rulers who protected their churches, respected their priests, and imposed no forced conversions. But the Byzantine Emperor Heraclius would not stand idly by. He dispatched a massive force, over 100,000 men, to crush the Muslims near the Yarmouk River. The Muslims, numbering only around 30,000, gathered with commanders like Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah, Yazid ibn Abi Sufyan, and Ikrimah ibn Abi Jahl. In the days leading to the battle, the soldiers were not indulging in war cries, but in prayers, tears, and fasting. They believed that victory came from God, not numbers. When the battle erupted, it lasted for 6 intense days. Dust clouds rose, swords clashed, horses screamed. Yet amidst the chaos, the Muslims held firm. Even when their backs were to the cliffs, they remembered the words of the Prophet. Paradise lies beneath the shade of swords. Women like Hind bint Utbah rallied the men when spirits faltered. Khalid's cavalry swooped from the rear, turning the tide. Yarmouk ended with a decisive Muslim victory. The Byzantine Empire began to collapse in the region. Heraclius himself reportedly said, "Farewell, O Syria, my beloved land." After Yarmouk, Abu Ubaidah led the entry into Damascus. The city surrendered after negotiations. The terms? Peace in exchange for protection. The Muslims didn't plunder. They didn't burn churches. Instead, they set up a system of fair taxation, preserved religious rights, and appointed just governors. It shocked many citizens who had been taught to fear the Muslims. But those fears melted when they saw Muslim soldiers praying in the streets, fasting during the day, and buying goods respectfully from a market. A Christian bishop wrote in a letter, "We found more justice under Muslim rule than we did under our own Christian emperors." The jewel of the Levant, Jerusalem, now stood in wait. The Muslims approached with awe, not arrogance. The Patriarch Sophronius agreed to surrender the city, but only to the Caliph himself. And so, Umar ibn al-Khattab came from Medina.